Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or afternoon, according to your time zone. It's my pleasure to be your speaker today for a 30-minute session uh, named Leveraging the Value of Digital Twins Using UAV, LiDAR, and Photogrammetry. Our topic may seem to be normal because we are speaking about technology which had been used since years, like photogrammetry. Maybe it faced new developments in the last couple of years. Also, LiDAR sensors is not new, but again, it's being more cheap, more available, which is indicating more applications and usage. But the topic here is how can we use them to create an intelligent digital twin? Our agenda is just as simple as the introduction. We will speak about photogrammetry and LiDAR, the state-of-the-art sensor which is available now on the market, and then how can we use them in creating digital twins. And this is really what we do in Geomatics. Geomatics is a geointelligence system integrator. We don't adopt an entire environment, maybe like Trimble or Hexagon. We do create our own environment using successful technology innovators like DJI Enterprise. We are there since 4 years in Middle East, basically in Egypt, but serving Middle East and Africa in general. Also, we are Gold Channel partner for Bentley, and recently we are celebrating being a bronze partner for Israel. In addition to Hasselblad, Mica Sans, maybe those are one of the most known sensors manufactured in the market. Also, we are proud of being partner to Quantum Systems, one of the best, if it's not the best, VTOL fixed wing in the market. In addition to YellowScan, they provide very high quality components and their systems, making it very easy for users to use LiDAR technology. ZNF, German manufacturer of a laser scanner, and one of the best systems which could be used in different industries like oil and gas. And at last but not the least, because we have more than maybe other 10 vendors, Clear Edge and TerraSolid, whom are applying the artificial intelligence to convert point cloud into CAD from laser scanning for Clear Edge and also for TerraSolid for LiDAR. The main scope here, since we are speaking about photogrammetry, we cannot miss the impact of P4RTK since its introduction in 2018. This system made it very easy for surveyors and non-surveyors to use photogrammetry as a day-to-day tool. Embedding this high accurate GNSS receiver, the rover became in the air. Of course, the system is redundant, so you can get more reliable results. The mechanical shutter and the fully integrated solution could get you an RTK positioning and accuracy of 1 to 2 centimeters, and also vertical accuracy of maybe, I name it, 2 to 5 centimeters. But again, if you are having good conditions, it could reach the named specs. The mechanical shutter in this 20 megapixel camera is very effective because it reduces the distortion all over the corners of the image, enhancing the quality of the 3D model at the end. And also there is automatic distortion correction. You can see the difference. Maybe it need to be filled in more zoom level. The flight controller of this camera is managed, and also the lever arm is calibrated between the center of the antenna and the center of exposure, which it's much better than adding an external RTK or external PPK module because it's already integrated in the factory and it's already calibrated. You don't have even to think about calibration. Also, the quality is really reliable because it's already guaranteed or already approved from ASPRS. And now you can use your own photogrammetric tool. It can do what can be done in a very long time with traditional techniques. And it becomes very easy because, you know, now you had, even in China, you can control 5 drones with this remote controller. But it's not available in all countries until now. The base station is GNSS. It's reading more than one constellation, which means that you could get very, very good results even if you are near to a building or in a canopy. You can also connect to VRS, which is very, very good option to the countries which have available continuous operating reference stations. So no need for virtual, for your base station. If we need more, a bigger sensor, you may go to Hasselblad. Hasselblad introduced A6D to the market. It could be mounted in oblique setups. It could be mounted on an airborne system, and also it could be mounted on a Matrice 600 drone. Mounting this system on a Matrice 600 drone give you very, very, very good capabilities because you can even select any suitable lens for your application, and you can go for a narrow lens, and then you can fly high, and you can still get very, very good coverage with very, very low GSD or ground sampling distance, which means that it could be as productive as airborne photogrammetry if it's mounted on a fixed wing with a 2 hours duration. Maybe the Tron from Quantum Systems could mount phase 1 or Hasselblad. You have very, very wide range of lenses. And then we started to get the DJI M210 or M210 version 2, because V2, you can get positioning data from the RTK. It's not only navigational data like the first generation of M210, or the M200 series, which enabled the photogrammetric usage. And of course, after the introduction of the X7 camera, the X7 camera is a very, very nice and big sensor with mechanical shutter, in which you can again have very, very good results. If you are maybe at 100 meters, you can still get 1.2 centimeters, which is really, really high. And then you get to get the 2 centimeters or the 3 centimeters which we all need in most of our applications. You can even fly up to 200 meters, which again increasing the coverage of the system. Also, with the ability to change your lens, you could still select. Maybe those 2 options are not ideal for photogrammetry. The middle options are the best to avoid parallax and also to avoid having a very, very narrow lens. And then this year we had this new workhorse from DJI, M300 RTK. Maybe until now it's still only serving surveillance applications with its official payload from DJI, but we are waiting more from DJI in the coming maybe weeks. We don't know, because I believe that there will be a very, very strong photogrammetric solution for this drone, and also a very, very strong LiDAR solution. Maybe we could expect the LiVox. It's very, very familiar with the build-up, and also we saw an integration from Green Valley just maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I saw the results. It's really, really nice for a sensor with this cost. The system itself, maybe it can fly 55 minutes, but when it's without any sensor, of course, you're not going to do that. But with a light sensor, I think you could get maybe 40 minutes of flight. The TB60 batteries are really very good batteries to fly a system, but if you are lucky to be able to ship them, because they cannot be shipped via air freight, so you should ship it as a dangerous good through the sea. But again, it deserves what it takes to get your TB60s and fly your M300, because you can do a lot with this system. You could put the batteries in the new charging battery station, and you can keep them in the field with you because you will need them. It started to go to the same level of duration of the fixed wings. Now we speak about 40 to 45 minutes. Maybe the next generation of such category could go beyond 1 hour, which is again very good system, because we all know that fixed wings are very sensitive to wind speed. 15-kilometer range, then again, this is helping me as a surveyor to cover large areas. Again, we know that the payloads, until now, there is no official payload from DJI for photogrammetry, but another Chinese company did one. I'll just show it after a couple of slides. The IP rating is very good, very high, which means that you are still confident sending your asset in the air, even when you are feeling that it might be rainy. But when it's raining, you should come back, because it's not logic to use photogrammetry, or even if even the drone is IP rated, I don't think that the sensor will be that like that. I love the redundancy, because when the system is built up on a redundant design model, you get very reliable results, and also you get less problems. This is the system I'm telling you from Rainbow. It's nadir and oblique cameras together. 5 cameras taking the 4 angles you need. So instead of flying 4 times with different angles, you are getting them in one time, plus your nadir if you need to produce DTM or DSM. They have different varieties with different specs. I'm just showing them because I believe that this system will have some competitors. Until now, they are the first company to get introduced. I met the guys in Intergeo, yeah, my favorite show. I go there every year, but maybe this year we're not lucky having the show, so I've forgotten the name. Intergeo is gonna be virtual also this year, like AirWorks. We hope to get back seeing each other face to face, because it's very those kinds of conferences and business and professional exhibitions are really important to move up the industry, because we all need to meet to know what did you do with this sensor, did it work with this drone, it didn't work, how can you share sample data. Also for the vendors to meet the customers is very important. But again, I really want to thank all the team behind AirWorks, because they did make it very professional level. I believe that this is changing our behaviors toward virtual conferences. So the LiDAR was mounted on the M300 from a couple of vendors, a couple of integrators, sorry, but I believe that we could see it without those things here from the DJI. I believe this must be very near. So for those who don't know LiDAR is like laser scanner. You can scan up to 500,000 points per second, maybe with Regal Vux if you're lucky, if you have the budget to buy it, or maybe from Velodyne or LiVux. We have many sensors which will come in the next year, because as I told you, the technology became more cheap. This is the specs of the LiVux mid-40. If someone is interested, you can just pause the screen in the recording and get the specs if you like. When you speak about LiDAR, we must mention YellowScan. YellowScan They don't provide technology, but their own technology, but they do this in the software because they integrate the best parts in the market. Planix, Regal, Velodyne, maybe something's coming, being cooked in the kitchen. But I believe that Yellows can have a big footprint in the market to make it very easy for non-professionals to use LiDAR. I'm just trying to show you the latest technology, what's happening in the market, because this is what will help us to create our digital twin. Digital twin is very flexible term, and I'm not gonna debate it now. But let's see what was the United Nations telling about a smart city. Smart city or smart infrastructure provides the foundation for all of the key themes related to a smart city. This means that if you have the latest infrastructure, but it's not connected together, you still have nothing, because if the networks or the infrastructure layers don't understand and read and predict and integrate with each others, you still have disconnected city. And this is not what you need to have in such conditions, because maybe this is a very, very normal GIS system. Here you can know what's happening where. Here the train can wait for the bus till it comes for the people to reach their destinations at time. And here you have a fully integrated infrastructure. This is what we are aiming. How could we aim that? How could we reach that? Most of us live in the cities with disconnected infrastructure, which means that when something happens here, it does not reflect here. Like if someone poured some water here, maybe it was rainy, maybe you have a flood, maybe something happened in the network, and then this problem happened, okay? If you still have those question marks and you really have the storm network and you really have the electricity to run it to suck this water, but it's not done automatically, you have nothing. You did invest a lot of money for nothing at the end. So how can we solve that? Solving that with having a digital city, with having a connected infrastructure. How can we reach this level? It's through putting all those networks all together on a reality mesh or on a digital twin. So digital twin could be a dumb digital twin or an intelligent digital twin. This is according to the data you are overlaying on it, and also to the data you are expecting out of it. There is no time for us to monitor every sensor. You know, we have now millions, but billions of sensors acquiring data every moment. So we need big data analysis mindset to be able to digest all those sensors and also to be able to act in the digital city with a performance which make you able to make use of your intelligent infrastructure, which is can see each other. Let's have an example here. If you have a 3D model, then you can easily implement or apply an autonomous driving system. The security will be enhanced. Also, if there is an urban planning exercise, it will be much easier because you don't have to go to the field. You just open your computer and open the model, take your dimensions, put your CAD model, just get approval from the authorities, and then you don't have to make a lot of steps since you have already a 3D model. A lot of examples, but let's go to a real example to see how it feels. This is the infrastructure of Bentley. Bentley is one of the first, maybe it's the first CAD computer-aided drawing software vendor in the world, and they now capitalized on MicroStation to have a wide range serving all technology aspects and technology disciplines over a connected data environment. And they have project-wise to run the project during construction, and they have here asset-wise, which can run the asset after it's already built up, serving all sectors. So here, this slide will tell us the story. The disciplines or the asset types maybe are falling in those four categories: transportation, bridges, rail networks or road networks, energy networks if it's renewable or normal ones, water and wastewater and storm networks, municipalities, buildings, airports, people are everywhere, building everywhere. So we believe that those are the components of our city. Those components are already designed and already also archived in different data formats. I cannot tell you, you should use this or use that to be able to use this technology. You should use this vendor or this format. This is not valid. Most of the drawings are already done and you cannot redo them. It will be not logic. Here, what Bentley is doing through its connected data environment and iModel Hub, and please search about this technology because it's gonna change how we do business in some sectors. It can make it very, very easy. You can read any format and you can overlay them together on a reality mesh. Here it comes. When I have a reality mesh, I can easily put all those data. If I have technology like this, I put all this existing data, which is engineering technology, using, I can also use any IT system based on any kind of database I may be using, and I can sniff data from my operational technology, SCADA system, industrial IoT, sensors, smart meters, whatever. You can sniff those data and overlay all this on a reality mesh. What is a reality mesh? This is what we could tell 3D model for a city scale 3D model. This is Philadelphia. It was a visit for a VIP, and they had to make a 3D model for the city. And after that, they found that they are discovering the city from another perspective. You can easily see if the sites are adhering to the safety margins or the safety instruction. Maybe it's lower resolution when you're in this level of zoom, but again, you can enhance your accuracy if you could fly with different gear on a different positioning height. We can have another, maybe another model with better resolution so you can feel. And also Bentley context capture, which is used to generate those. I think Bentley context capture is the best solution for reality modeling. If you don't have a budget problem, it's your correct choice to use context capture. You could even model a whole country or a whole whatever the size you need, because it's very optimized to do this. So let's get back to our presentation. I just wanted us to just to get the feel of the reality model, which will be applying all this together. And then you can use this in any Bentley application or any third-party application, and you can have a virtual city at the end. So let's see some examples. Maybe this is an example from a road planning or bridge planning application. You can use your reality model to design what you need, and then maybe you can change some things and you can do whatever you want. Here also it's a subway station in China. You can put the design, you can respect the existing infrastructure and plan for the future infrastructure, all of this on the reality model, and you can still put your CAD drawings for what to be, and then you can have an integrated point of view to be able to decide what to do. Bentley Digital Cities, again, give you some nice options. iModel technology, you have the iModel Bridge, which enable users to keep their data in their data silos, and they own it and they control it. And if you need to, for a specific case here, using iModel Hub and reality modeling and connected data environments, and you need to have a specific case study or analysis or whatever you need, you can sniff data, specific data from specific sources, keeping the data owner having control and security over his data, and you can finish your analysis and it's done. And you can do it daily on different levels or bases. You can aggregate, federate, change, or even synchronize any kind of data together according to the permits data owners are giving to the user according to the specific need. And again, this could be used with Bentley apps or third-party apps like Esri, like any special data infrastructure you are having. What is the benefits of that? The benefits here also comes when you can combine data from different sources, from LiDAR, from UAV. If you have vector data, you have hand model data, you have a satellite image, you have DTM, you know, it's really, really robust. I'm speaking here about Bentley environment to enabling you to put everything together, and then you can put the layers together, and you can have a very, very nice applications. Here's city map. Sorry, City Planner, or from Agency 9, which was acquired by Bentley. Okay, the music is a little can mute, but I like this track, by the way. It's this application could making it very, very, very easy for you to plan simple CAD model to see how is the feel of the design on the reality model. And what's nice that you can give the user, you as a municipality are owning the model, and you are giving me access to put my ideas here to see, and they can decide and they can give advices or whatever. All this is online, and then at the end they can just take the access from me, and I could apply for the permit or apply for the application or whatever. It is very, very interesting. Also, we could apply different GIS layers over a 3D reality mesh according to if there is an epidemic, if there is an announcement, if someone didn't pay any taxes, if someone is doing something illegal, if I need just to announce a promotion or whatever, I can use reality model. Also, this is just beside urban planning because this is one of the most basic applications. Flood analysis is very, very important. What we're facing from the climate change and what's happening in different cities, you could just see Helsinki is one of the first cities in the world which had digital twin or 3D model. So now when we have a connected infrastructure, we have a digital city. We could overlay all this data all together and have have synergy between our expensive assets. So using your mobile, using stereo camera, using LiDAR system, using camera, or even simple, I think this is a Phantom 2, or any drone, I mean, you could get a 3D reality model and use it in planning, design, construction, operation over a connected data environment based on a reality modeling platform. We're not today using or debating the digital twin, what's doing. I'm just telling you, just to have a real digital twin, you should have a model which is twinning the reality. So because the concept itself, it was promoted in different dimension, that digital twin is just merging some data together. If you don't have a model, it's not a twin. You will not identify a twin if it's not similar to you. And then you can manage these digital assets. This is the last video we are having. This is how can you manage a site and you can monitor the construction progress in it. Maybe you can just fly once a week using any drone, 10 to 15 minutes per week. And then you can have full control over your construction site. You can even take dimensions before burying those tunnels to make sure that they are at the same distance as per design. You can easily get any volumetric calculation and get easy cut and fill to know how many trucks do you need to move this pile. A lot of applications can be done with a very, very cheap and a very, very simple application. Before we end our session, I'll show you two interesting models. Of course, I'm available. Just www.geomatics.com. You will find my contacts on the upper left side of the screen. This is a model which is done with P4 RTK, but with very, very, very precise manual mapping. It was done by the Egyptian licensed company iFly. They are our partner, and they were we were doing an exercise for Discovery Channel. This is famous Valley of the Kings. It's an extension of the Valley of the Kings, and this is a new tomb which had been discovered. Maybe in a couple of years, you can visit it when you come to Luxor. If anyone just visited Egypt and Luxor before, this is one of the most famous and mysterious places in the world, in which you can find 1/3 of monuments of the world hidden on this mother rock. And the pharaohs were smart enough to hide their treasures because they know that the environment will hide it, and then you have to search by your hand to find their treasures. Another very interesting model I have, it was done for the first time between Bentley and Regal by Geomatics team, and we are very proud for this project. It was a Regal Rycopter we delivered to a customer in Egypt, mounted by the VOOX One system. And you can reach 6mm accuracy reality mesh. We did a different approach for this model. We did not fuse point clouds and the images together to get a colorized point cloud, and then you have lost the texture of the photogrammetry. I did the meshing first. I took the images from the two oblique cameras, and I did the photogrammetry reality model processing. And after this, we simplified the data of the point cloud, and we fused them together, and we use the point cloud to correct the geometry of the reality mesh which we already have. You can get this magnificent results. This is city in New Cairo, the new administrative capital, the newest, and I believe that it will be one of the most iconic capital in the whole world because it's entirely new. It's a track for bikes, and you can see the modeling is ultra precise, getting the best of both worlds, photogrammetry and LiDAR. And I think this is the best thing to end our session today. Thank you very much. Please send me email at esabri@geomatics.com or call me directly. Even my personal number is available on the website, and also you could reach me over LinkedIn. Thank you very much.